Hello YouTube, welcome back to another episode of the entertainment series Karting with Teamsport. In this guys, we are back once again. I apologise that this video has taken a while to release, but since it's Christmas and I've had a few extra bits going on and I've had to work around that. We are back again with Isaac. We're here. I wasn't expecting to be here, but I was left with an extra voucher, so I decided to, and we had to go before the 13th of December, so I thought I'd bring Isaac along as well. Anyway, here's the green flag and let's get racing. Lap 2 now, I'm going to have a red flag just here. Yep, there you go. Now you guys might hear me coughing. At the time of recording I did unfortunately have a really bad cough. It's fine now, so you shouldn't hear much coughing during the voiceover. The flag will go green, there you go, and you may have seen me waving. That's because it's Isaac that's in front of us, so we're going to go ahead and try and catch him, and that I don't think it would take too long. Now Isaac is a pretty fast guy. I haven't included his stats in the video, but I can tell you that he did get a sub 33 by the end of session 3, so we get another yellow flag, which will allow Isaac to open the door because of my tactic of going really slow to try and get some clean track in front of me to get some good laps in. But I don't think it's going to work because someone else has got the same idea, and it's actually backed up the whole pack here. We go green again. We try again against Isaac. We actually get let through by someone there. Going on to lap 4. Just trying to think about where we could overtake Isaac here. The best idea will be down towards turn 7, which will be down the ramp, but I think Isaac's just going to let us through here. Yeah, so he's actually let us through because he knows that we're faster than him at this point. We are now behind this cart who will not let us through, and we'll actually have to overtake them. So we go through the technical section again. We'll actually try and stay close to here, and I'll make a pretty stupid move here, you know, trying to go around the outside of turn 4, which will never work unless if he's actually that slow. We're actually going to get the job done down the inside of turn 7, which is probably the best overtaking spot on the track, and that's the overtake done. Just going on to lap 7 here now. It's actually lap 6, actually my first time under 32 seconds. There is a noticeable lack of grip, so I'm going to use that as an excuse, although I am quite convinced that some of my techniques do mean that in high grip I would be slower anyway, so I'm going to try and improve on that next time. Anyway, we got I think it's 3 carts ahead of us here, so we're going to try and get past all of them. I believe that front cart's actually going to let us all through here. Well, maybe just didn't let us through, but maybe we're, yeah, had to leave the space for this guy in the orange suit here, who we are now going to try and overtake. I'm going to try on the inside turn 7. I don't feel like it. I'm not alongside the cart enough. We actually hit his back end there. We're going up the ramp again, and it actually goes a bit wide. Not entirely sure if it's actually let me through, but the guy in front actually lets us through a bit later, so we'll skip that. Now we're on lap 10, and this shows the importance of lifting off through turn 8. Because I've lifted off, I get a speed boost down here, and I'm able to take the inside and get the overtake down this guy on turn 1. and that is enough for a 31.285. Not the fastest that I've done, but it is still pretty good. Anyway, we got this car in front of us here. I'm going to try and overtake him now. I think he actually is going to let us through at turn 8. Because he's gathered that we're actually faster than him. So it's on to the next kart, just ahead of us now. Come up the hill now. Get past the 35, pretty much easy as you like it there. 35 still getting to grips with the kart on the track. And that ahead is actually Isaac. We're going to try and overlap Isaac. And this time he's not just going to let us through, he's actually going to force us to make an overtake here. So I think it's actually beyond this lap, I'm not entirely sure. But at this point we are faster than Isaac by about, I think it's 2 seconds. Currently, he does make some major improvements on this track. We actually bump Isaac there on the corner. You know my tactic, push the person in front of that straight to basically get them out of the way. I accidentally pushed the corner of Isaac's kart, which actually forced him out of the way and open up the inside for me. So I apologise for that, Isaac. Now I'm going to position myself strategically here for the green flag, which actually works. Take the inside line, and that will get the job done quite easily there. I'm actually pretty happy with myself for that strategic positioning there. So we're going on to lap 18 in a minute. Actually got another kart in front of us here. We'll be catching them up through this technical section here. As I said, I do believe that there are areas in which I've gotten worse at. I believe I've identified those areas, and hopefully we will be putting in a sub 30 second lap time again next time. Here we go, 2 in 1 corner. Nice, and that's because I got the speed boost, not from the actual boost button, but because I let off at the beginning of turn 8. So between when you turn in and the first apex, if you let off, you actually get a pretty decent sized speed boost. That's straight. We're actually going to go down the inside turn 5 here because I use the speed boost on that straight, and that's the overtake done. So here we are on lap 22, it's actually our last flying lap, and I'm going to show you something called not so good marshalling. I mean, I'm not entirely sure how long the process of getting the yellow flags out takes, but you're going to see why I'm saying this isn't the best on marshalling. It's still green flag, it's now red. Now I'm not entirely sure how long the process of changing the flag takes, but when I came down the ramp, those carts weren't even, they were already at the corner. So it's taken them a while to put the yellow flags out. Anyway, that's the end of the session. We got P2 out of the 12 carts that were out on track. Our fastest lap time was a 31.285, which is actually 3 thousandths of a second behind the leader there. That was close, wasn't it? My average lap time because of the traffic, and that was a 37.187, not just because of the traffic but because of the yellow and the red flags. Anyway, that's going to conclude session 1. We're going to go on to session 2 once we get to the pit lane. think we're the last one. That instrument is a big concept now. It's not over to stand up. We haven't been this year yet, so we're number 3. Welcome to session number 2. So we know that our time to beat is a 31.2. That's for a personal improvement from the last session. I've also got the 30.5 in my personal best in the back of my mind, but because it's winter and there will be a slight lack of grip, I'm not expecting myself to beat that time in these conditions. Anyway, we're going to go out on track now. Going to wait for the green flag, and we're going to put in some lap times. Just crossing the line to start lap number 1 here. We've actually got this kart in front of us here, which we're going to attempt to overtake very quickly. I believe in this session Isaac has actually started behind us this time, so it would take a while to get round to him, since I basically got to, before we can overtake him, we got to get into a position to basically lap him. The green flag might come here. There it is, and off we go. Here we are on lap number 4, and we've got kart in front of us here, who I believe is actually, you can get a good look. I apologise for the camera angle, it seems to get worse as the sessions go on. But yeah, so the guy in the white suit I believe is the fastest driver for this session, and the third one as well. We make contact with the other kart there. Our other kart carrying a bit too much speed through that corner, hit the wall, and I just wasn't really expecting that to happen. So I apologise to that guy. I think I'm going to brush it off as like a racing incident. I think that sort of thing happens. Anyway, we're closing up to the kart in front. We're not going to catch the fastest driver of the session, because they were like, I don't know, I think they were like 6/10 faster than me, which, trust me, in motorsports that is a lot of time. Even at less than a second, he can pull away from me really quickly. Anyway, we're behind kart number 30 here. I'm going to try and get down the inside here. We don't feel like in the move, so we stamp on the brakes. Trying to get the speed boost there. I don't think it worked. I think I was sliding a bit too much there. And we're going to go up to the technical section now, and that driver tries to make the move on us. We actually get the insides there to defend our position, which actually opens the door for us to overtake the kart that was originally in front of us. Anyway, we got another kart in front of us. It's going to take us a while to catch up to him. Okay, we're going to go down the ramp now. I'm actually going to be right behind him after this corner. There you go. He knows that we're there, obviously. I think we try to take a wider line through there. It doesn't really work. We're now on lap 10. I'm going to try and overtake this guy. Going to try the old switcheroo at turn 2. Then try and stick right behind him through turn 3. we're actually going to get the job done on the outside of turn 4, which is something that I don't believe I've ever done before on a kart. That's fast enough to not be overtaken by me around the outside of turn 3. So that's a really good overtake there. Here we are, just going on to lap number 13 now. We have 2 karts in front of us here. We're actually trying to battling each other. We're going to try and overtake the one in the green suit first, number 15. He actually squeezed us against the wall there. Not particularly impressed with that. They actually let us through, which is very kind of them. After that incident, now we're behind kart number 12. Here we go to turn 8, and we're going to do the old switcheroo at turn 8 here, which is actually going to put me in a pretty decent spot. We're going to give them the space on the outside turn 1, and that's trying to get a move done right there. We are coming on to lap number 18, and who's that in front of us? It looks like Isaac. Let's go and lap him, shall we? It is going to take us a bit of time to catch up, to be right behind him, but he knows that we're here and he's going to put up a fight, trust me. We're actually going to gain a lot on him on this ramp here, so Isaac, if you are watching this, that's obviously a place in which you could improve on. No, there's always room for improvement, I'm not saying it's bad. Anyway, turn 1, I'm going to try the old switcheroo here. Just in case you wanted to know how disappointed Isaac was about that move, there you go. Coming on to lap number 20 here, and trust me, we've actually got some karts ahead of us here. Just going to take a bit to catch up to them. And there they are, actually catching up to them pretty quickly here. Driving in the green suit, we're going to get on the inside of turn 1, go for the inside here after they've got a pretty bad exit compared to my pretty decent exit. Anyway, we're up to number 12 in front of us again. The kart that we crashed or made contact with when they went into the barriers last time. Going to try and get them down on the inside of turn number 7 here. Down the inside, turn that kart. Nice move right there. But I'm not done yet, because we have two more karts in front of us here. We are back quite a fair bit, but trust me, we are going to catch up quite rapidly here. As you can see, that gap is closing down pretty quickly. Going around turn 5, and we're actually going to do a 2-in-1 here, down the inside of both karts. We're going to get it done. There you go, round turn 7, easy as you like it, well, almost. And that is enough for a 31.081. That's a pretty good improvement from the last session is not as fast as my PB, which is fine. An improvement is an improvement. Anyway, that was the fastest lap. This is the end of the session here, so let's have a look at session 2 statistics here. We got second out of 12 cars and an average lap time of 33.816. Our fastest lap time is about half a second behind first place, who yes got a 30.5, which is about my personal best, but I obviously couldn't extract the performance today. So let's just go on to session number 3. Welcome to session number 3, and with that, one of my most embarrassing moments in all karting. Yes guys, even more embarrassing than that first time when I didn't turn the kart enough and basically went straight into the wall at a really low speed. Yes guys, you see, I was just here chatting to Isaac. You know, this is our third session. We were quite convinced that we were the only two going to be out on track, and therefore it'd be a lot of fun. But the fastest driver from session 2 only had to come and join us as well. So actually 7 people in this session, which isn't as much as the 12, but you know, it's quite a few people. Anyway, because I've been chatting to Isaac here, I foolishly forgotten to make sure that I was comfortable in my seat. And as I'm going to find out when the kart starts moving, my seat is way too far forward. And at this point, I don't realise because the kart isn't moving. Which is going to... Basically, I'm going to then, in my infinite wisdom, try to adjust the seat while the kart is in motion, which it clearly says on the kart, you know, just above the steering wheel, to not do that. So please don't do that. And I've learnt my lesson. If you do realise that your seat is too far forward, go to the pit lane to sort it out, you know. But basically, I'm going to try and adjust my seat, and I'm actually going to go too far back, which means that I can barely I can press the brake, but just not all the way. And because it's quite hard to put the seat forward while the kart is in motion, I decide to, because I've already passed the pit lane at this point, to pull over to adjust my seat. Then I've realised at this point, really, you know, looking back, I should have pulled over during this yellow flag and done it then. But I think that I'm better than that, which I don't think now. I know what to do now. And yeah, I'm going to try and adjust my seat under green flag conditions. Which, don't do that. It's a really stupid move to do. I'm just going to let you watch it. I'm going to end up causing, I think it's a yellow flag because of this, and I'll pick it up from there.
Great, much better.
And after that disappointment, I'm going to go back to green flag racing, and I'm going to adjust my seat a little bit again now. I have slowed down just to make sure that I'm doing it properly. But yeah, it's all good now. So after that disappointment, I'm going to try and catch up to the cars in front. Yeah, and obviously the gap to Isaac has increased, which would have probably have given Isaac some confidence. He did say after the session that he thought that I had tangled, had made contact and spun with the fastest guy on track, because I believe I let him through during that green flag before I pulled over. So he thought that we had made contact and we had crashed. Anyway, we're going to get the job done on the inside of turn 7 on number 9. I do apologise for the camera angle. The camera angle did seem to get worse back there. Because there's a lot less of us out on track now, it actually takes us to lap number 13 to actually catch up to the next kart in front. And guess what? That next kart is Isaac. It's taken us about 8 laps to catch up to Isaac because of that gap that it created. But that's actually pretty decent, because Isaac is now doing like 32 point, I want to say 8. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to go down the inside of Isaac here. He's going to do the old switcheroo on us. But we have the inside at turn 8. We're going to make sure that we hug that inside so we can't do the old switcheroo there. And we are ahead. Coming on to lap number 21 now. Yeah, there was a really big gap between overtakes here, since there's only 7 karts out on track this time. We're catching up to, I think it's the number 9, I think. Yeah. We're actually going to do a textbook down the inside move at turn 7. Look at that, no contact is made at all, and that is the job done. And that is a 31.007 to round off these 3 sessions. Isaac got about, I think it was a 32.8. It was a sub 33 though. We're hoping to go with my friends again in January, go karting again, which Austin and Isaac are at the top of the invite list. So hopefully we'll see a clash between those two. Will hopefully see a battle for position. Anyway, in this session we got P3 out of this 7 karts that were on track. We were 0.346 seconds behind P1. Average lap time was 33.873, which should have been, or could have been, better due to the fact there's basically no traffic. Anyway guys, if you did enjoy this video, please smash that like button down below while you're there. You may as well go ahead and smack that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you never miss another one of Wilson's awesome videos. And until next time, we will all now say goodbye.